Hi everyone, here on the first episode of Bagels with Bears from Lichter and Levin Delicatessen here in Northampton. I am Ramsey and I'm here joined today by one of the juniors on the field hockey team, Gracie Hylton. Gracie, if you just want to give a brief introduction of yourself and what you do here on campus at Smith.
Hi, I'm Gracie. I'm a junior co-captain on the field hockey team. I'm also the vice president of Student Athlete Advisory Committee. I'm a chemistry and French double major, so I work in a research lab, and I also TA for the Organic Chemistry 2 lab and get as involved as I can on campus.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot. First question I'd like to ask you is just give us like a story of how you started playing field hockey. What did that look like for you?
So I started playing when I was about 7 years old in rec league field hockey. Both my older sisters played. My aunt played Division I field hockey in college. So I'm also from Pennsylvania, so it was just a big, field hockey area. So I started playing about 7 years old, but then I started playing club in about 7th grade and kept going from there.
When did you know like you wanted to play in college? How did that work out for you, and how did you find Smith?
Basically, I've always wanted to play in college since I started playing field hockey. It was like kind of the goal since the beginning. And then as I got to high school, I realized I really wanted to go to like a small liberal arts college with a academic focus. So I was looking at a lot of schools like Smith. And I was like kind of torn on my decision, but then I kind of realized that I started comparing every other school I was looking at to Smith. Like, well, X school has this, but Smith also has that. And it was like the same for every school. I was always comparing it to Smith. So then I was like, oh.
So it like really came out on
Yeah.
top.
So I was like, oh, yeah. Like I've really been choosing Smith this whole time.
Yeah, that's a place I want to be. Awesome. Thanks for sharing about that. So I know the summer you had an internship. I'd love for you to talk about that a little bit, some things that you learned. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, this summer was just the most amazing experience for me. I interned at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center as part of the Gateways to the Laboratory program with the Tri-Institutional MD-PhD program. So that's hosted by MSK and Weill Cornell Medical College and also the Rockefeller University in the Upper East Side of New York. So I was living and working in an organic chemistry lab. I worked on a project for development of small molecule inhibitors for hypoxia-inducible factors for cancer treatment. So basically synthesizing new drugs to target different kinds of cancers, mostly tumorous cancers like breast cancer and renal cell carcinoma, things like that.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. That's really awesome. And what was your favorite thing about being in New York?
Honestly, the independence of just living in New York on my own for the first time, that was really fun. And also like the chemistry was so cool. And it was like I got to take ownership of my project, which was really
awesome. Really cool. Like we're like people do a lot of like hands-on experience, which is super helpful as we kind of like look toward graduation next year, not
next
soon,
year.
still have another year. Awesome. That's super cool. Tell us about what's your favorite spot on campus?
Ooh. Well, obviously the field. I love being on the field. But when I'm off the field, probably the library.
Yeah.
I am there all the time. Compass Cafe is kind of my go-to. It's a beautiful space. So.
Yeah. Compass Cafe has some pretty cool like things you can like order, right?
Yeah.
Food.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, meal swipes for lunch. They have sushi every day. Pretty awesome.
Sushi every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Great. Well, outside of like sports, you're constantly practice in the fall, and I know as being a SAC leader, you're at a lot of sporting events in the winter and things like that. But tell us a little bit about like your classes. Like, what are some classes that you really love taking, and maybe like how you balance those with being a student athlete?
Yeah. So I've taken a lot of chemistry classes. My favorite class is probably organic chemistry or synthesis and structural analysis, which is like our advanced lab for organic chemistry. And these are definitely hard classes, but I think honestly being a student athlete like helped me succeed in them because it gave me the mindset of like I have to give my 100% all the time, and like if there's an opportunity to practice or like an opportunity to go to office hours, like I'm going to take it because like I want to succeed and do my best. So my chemistry classes have been my favorite, but I also am a French double major and I've loved my French classes as well. They're a little bit different. They use a different part of my brain, but that also helps me a little bit to like switch things up.
Yeah, like right and left brain, maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So, probably being a student athlete keeps it really structured for you.
Yeah.
And then outside of the fall, what are some other sporting events that you'd like to attend, or you could talk a little bit about what SAC does at other sporting events?
Well, I love to go to lacrosse games through my best friends are on the lacrosse team. I also, when I'm in season, I also love to go to the volleyball games. You know, it's a little hard to get to, but basketball, of course, any Smith athletic event I'm trying to go to. And then with SAC, I'm also running concessions a lot of the time and just like supporting all the student athletes. I try to make a point in the spring semester when I'm not in season to go to every home game that is available to me, just so that everyone has fans at all their games. So.
Yeah, that's really great. And I can attest to it. Gracie is often at lots of games. I've seen her there myself. So, well, I guess to close it out, what if, if you were sent as a bear, where would be your favorite spot on campus?
Ooh. If I was under the bear, I think I would like the spot down by the river and the waterfall. I feel like bears like nature, and it's by the field, so you get a view of the athletic building and the field and some nice nature.
Yeah, if you haven't been down there, it's really great, especially with the new building on the hill from the soccer field. It's a really great view. Well, I know Gracie and I are really excited to try these bagels. Thanks so much for bringing them to us, Lictor and Levin. We're super excited. And that's it for the first episode of Bagels with Bears.